things. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking around. I cannot believe that we're in the last 10 minutes of the show already. And over the break, Pat reminded me that Brother Joe and I went the entire segment before that, and so certainly do appreciate him calling in. Always like it when he and I get to talk about lots of different kinds of stuff. And
that's about the most animated I've heard my brother on the show. Ever.
And
so I don't know if he felt like he needed to defend me or if he really was all juiced up.
Well,
over it, so.
The one thing that Joe and I agree on is that Iowa's a great, or there was a couple things that Iowa's a great place to live in, and it's fun being an attorney here in this state.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
What I can say to finish it,
you also agree on that you should lick people's cake.
Well, I personally don't like cake.
Oh, yeah.
But
you don't have that in common. Maddie, you lick people's cake? Yeah, she does.
She does.
All right.
That's a strange thing to be into. I don't know why folks are. I don't know what it is about us that we attract these kinds of people.
I was born into it.
Yeah. So, final word. I don't think he's going to run.
Well,
I don't know.
You think that his son? I mean, I don't want to. I'm not trying to do political gain here.
Yeah.
But do you think his son, the death of his son, is going to be a major deciding factor for him?
People said, I don't know how anybody knows this, and if this is true, why would you talk about this in public? This seems so like just kind of creepy to me. But it's been reported that his son, not on the deathbed, not that dramatic, but over the last several weeks, had said to Joe, Dad, you gotta run. That's been reported. I don't know who's telling people that, who was in the room when that happened. That seems like something that if it were me, not to judge Joe Biden at all, if it were me, I'd keep that to myself.
Yeah,
I'd keep that to myself.
But I'm sure Bo had other people besides his dad he talked to, and these other people are, they're going to go out and they're going to talk. I think if he runs, he's going to run. He should run because that's what he wants to do and feels it in his heart.
Exactly.
But if his son really did say, Dad, you got to run, and he runs for his memory, you got to do that. I mean, I think, how do you get around it? Now, the problem is if you lose and, but at least he gave it a shot.
I just think that's a lot of weight to carry around.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think if he gets in and Obama endorses him, I think that's going to hurt Hillary far more. It's going to hurt Bernie.
Well, somebody's got to get behind somebody in that situation.
Well, because the number 3 guy in New Hampshire, Iowa, and Minnesota is D's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So
pretty funny.
I thought that was funny.
Well, and what I mean, we would have the second vice president in only almost 30 years, like 28 years to be elected. Yeah. HW was the last one.
Yeah. Boy, it's been that long.
And before him, it was Gerald Ford he had to take over, but even before that, we don't elect vice presidents like we used to.
Nixon was a vice president,
but he wasn't when he ran.
Yeah. So anyway, congratulations to. Is there anything else we said we were going to talk about?
No. Well, we're going to just brief about Linda Upmeyer because and the thing. It's very cool. It's very cool. But I think that the congratulations amongst you Republicans is a little premature as to electing her. And I want to see what you think about this because there's some burblings that maybe Linda Upmeyer snuck in because all you folks are mad at Josh Byrne for his full-throated support of the gas tax. What do you think about that? Linda Upmeyer's a great legislator on the Republican side. She's carried the water for a long time. She's a good leader. I'm not taking anything away from her. But that's sort of what I think he's been kind of hinting at, and I think a lot of people have been sort of suggesting that maybe had he not been a gas tax guy, that he would be the new speaker. Well,
now here's part of the problem. I don't know if Linda Upmeyer supported the gas tax or not, but I do know that they removed a ton of different people from both houses just to get it passed, just so we could build more roads, but not fix any of the ones that we have. Right. We also have beautiful, much more improved rest stops. I don't think we needed those either.
Yeah, that comes from federal money, though. That's the rest stops are federal money.
So?
No, that's what it comes from. Anybody will tell you that.
Well, plus we have a bunch of brand new bike trails, which are completely useless. I just saw one being put in.
They're not brand new.
Or repaired. I don't care. Still a waste of money. Anyway, I believe there's probably some truth to that. I don't know if Linda Upmeyer supported it or not, but it's one of those things where if that is true, then that says a lot about don't vote for gas increases.
Well,
the other thing is Linda Upmeyer, being around, I've met her a couple of times. She's friendly, but I do know that there are a lot of people in the Republican Party in both the House and the Senate that really just do not like her. Don't like working with her, and that's that's just from hanging around.
Did they like her dad back in the 80s?
Yeah.
I wonder
for the most part. So I'm not, and don't get me wrong, I think she's a tough campaigner and she's a good politician, obviously. But the bottom line is,
are you pleased with the pick?
I would have liked to have somebody. I'm not sure more conservative, but a little bit less, a little bit less entrenched with the establishment. So that would be. But I'm glad she made it. I'm glad. I have no. No. I mean, it's not like I go, oh my God, Linda Upmeyer. I'm glad she's in there. I'm proud of our party for electing a female speaker. I'm proud of all that.
Yeah.
I think she'll do a great job. She'll get people lined up. I think she campaigned hard for this, but this gas tax thing is going to come around and haunt those that voted for it this time around.
Last little thing I want to talk about, because somebody mentioned this to me, that the governor has been looking a little frail the last few public things that he's done. Have you noticed that at all? Have you heard anything? He's looking a little like it's starting to catch up to him a little bit.
Yeah, he's just a little bit younger than Senator Grassley, and I've heard people, I've seen it. He's still a dynamic person. I think he's getting old and his health may be catching up to him. He's talking about running again next time. I'm like, I don't think he should run again next time. I think he should call it quits, but that's just me. So, here's another. Yeah. Here's something I forgot to mention earlier about Trump. Scott Walker's hedge fund managing bigwig, moneymaker, flew out to meet with Trump. So you're like, boy, if that guy jumps ship, Trump's really starting to suck a lot of people up.
CNN was running with this a little bit, or maybe it was NPR. Sorry, it doesn't matter who ran with it. I read it right before it came in, that Donald Trump has feelers out to start to set up a Make America Great Again super PAC, and has spent already $22,000 with Newsmax and other places on fundraising and advertising. The guy that was going to self-finance the entire election is evolving on his I'm not taking money from donors. It was only a matter of time. I personally don't.
You don't have a problem with it.
Sure, his supporters are going to have a huge problem with it, but why wouldn't you?
Well, this Frank Luntz, now this is only 30 people, but the people Frank Luntz were talking to, they were like, well, yeah, but that's the reality of politics. How are you going to be able to come up with $1 billion for this? Even if you are a billionaire, that's a lot of money. So
apparently that'd be 1/10 of his net worth.
Yes, 1 billion here, 1 billion there. Pretty soon we're talking real money, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Joe, thanks for calling in. Lefty, thanks as always for being here.
Hey,
we forgot to thank Maddie all the way through, although she was, napping quite a bit. So
we got to be more interesting.
She does have a new, very cute little baby.
Yeah,
so that is awesome.
On the agenda, be more interesting. Our producer needs us to be more interesting.
You think that's why she fell asleep?
I have no question.
Well, you better step it up, buddy.
I am trying, man.
All right. We'll see everybody next week. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Hi, I'm Representative Tom Shaw, and I love these guys. Both of them.
Love these guys. Get over here. Love both of them.